Hi YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. Today I'm really excited for us to watch an Instagram video from two of the top Beachbody coaches who are going to tell us about one of their quarterly coach mentorships. Mentorships are just when new coaches sign up and then the upline coach provides them with some training, introduces them to the company and to the other coaches who signed up at the same time as them. I'm really excited to watch this video. And as always, please let me know what you think about this down below.
Hello.
Hello, here we are.
Here we are. And look, we match. And this was not planned. Sorry, I'm like.
And also, I just did all this work to like clean up all the towels behind us so you didn't have to see them.
We're literally twinning.
And there they are. So,
I'm going to put my head right here so you don't see that heap of laundry behind us.
We wouldn't have even noticed if you didn't say anything. And if we did notice, who cares? Like, who cares that you have towels sitting there? It doesn't matter.
Hey!
oh my gosh, we haven't done this in so
I know.
long.
We haven't done this in like probably 2 months.
Crazy.
And it's not happening again until at least July. Because we got a lot going
are
on.
officially opening up 10 spots into our new coach mentorship that we used to do every single month together. And now the magic is only happening quarterly.
If you watch Jessica Hickson, you know there's no such thing as spots. They're saying, they're going to address this later, but they're saying we only have 10 spots open for our team, but they'll take whoever wants to join. And it doesn't really matter who it is. A lot of these coaches like to say, oh, only work with people you want to work with, people you share interests with, but then like anyone who messages them, they will say yes, and they will let anyone on the team. They like to say, not these people, but high up Beachbody coaches in general like to say quality over quantity, but in my opinion, it's quantity over quality because it doesn't really matter who it is. It just matters that there's like a warm bum in the seat and that like the different parts of your downline are filled. What do you think about that?
That's it. Quarterly. So if there was ever a time, what is going on with my face? I feel like the sun.
This is the first time ever that a filter has looked better on me
You
than you.
need to like.
Oh, we have to switch now. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if that's any better. Okay. So we do this quarterly. We're not going to do it until July, end of July. So that'll actually probably be an August mentorship. And literally the number 2 coach, the number 3-4 coach. I like to say 3-4 because you kind of
in between
toggle
3
back
and 4.
Yeah. So like, if you've ever thought about this in your entire life, now would be the time.
This is your moment.
I also would say that.
That's a great example of fear of missing out in Beachbody. That they always say now is the perfect time to join. Anytime there's any kind of release, like definitely the 4-week gut protocol for the release of Body, so Beachbody On Demand Interactive, which are just live workout classes. Any program release at all, they always say this is the best time, don't miss out. And now these two women who are at the very, very top of the company and who work together with their mentorships, they're saying if you ever want to do this, you have to do it now or else you will miss out. And they say they don't do their mentorships together every single month anymore because they're busy. No, I think it's just to create more FOMO, fear of missing out. So the woman on the right, she is actually the upline coach of the woman on the left. So the woman on the right has a top 10 coach in her direct downline. So she is making the maximum matching bonus off of the woman on the left, the $1,200 a week. And then both of them are most likely making the $12,000 per week maximum on their team cycle bonus.
Like, I don't ever want to compare us to anybody else. I just want to talk about us. But like, I know the way that we do this is like, our coaches become our family. Our coaches become our best friends. It's like who we do life with. And I think that's what makes our mentorship so different. It's not like, here's how to be a coach, you know, because that's just not how we do this thing.
Yeah.
Why isn't it how you do this thing? That's like, it's a job. It's training for a job. Why wouldn't you train your people on how to actually build their business and get paid? And why are you doing life with your coaches? Why do they become your family? Like, I have friends at work that I like and that I hang out with, but I don't consider my coworkers my family. My family's my family. My friends at work are either just like work colleagues or friends. They're not my family because in any other industry other than MLM, you have a separation, most likely, right? Like you have your life at work, then you have your life at home. But in Beachbody, your life at work is your life at home because they're going to talk more about it later, but it's who all you talk about. The only people you talk to are in Beachbody. The people in Beachbody know all your biggest, like, darkest secrets, and you're all bonded and you help each other through really traumatic times. Instead of just like taking a break, you encourage your sideline or your downline, your upline to keep working and lean into the Beachbody community, even though maybe you just lost a parent, you just lost a spouse, something really scary just happened to you. And of course you can't take a break. Sorry, that's not the point of this video. I'm getting a little sidetracked.
We're not like Google it. We're like, let me tell you everything you need to know.
We're going to talk to you all day long. Might be a little crazy. You're going to be like, whoa, this is not what I planned on. But we just hosted 52 coaches.
Sorry for stopping 67 times in the first 2 minutes. The woman on the left, I did a video on her a long time ago, and she was saying that when she's providing new training to her coaches, she doesn't tell people anything about like rank advancements or how to advance their business. They can figure that out later. And my question is, why wouldn't you want to know how to make money, make a living with your job? In my opinion, I've said this before, it's only because if you tell them that you make money through recruitment, then they're going to say, well, I'm not outgoing. I don't think I can make money with recruitment. And like, I'm not going to be able to convince people to join my business. And therefore, I'm not going to make any money and I'm going to go into debt. And so I'm not going to do this. So that's why I think like that woman on the left in particular does not talk about compensation when she's training her new coaches.
At a retreat in Florida this past weekend, and we had them on a call last night, and like, I mean, a sob fest of like, I never knew life could feel this way. I never knew women could be this way. I never knew that, you know, I could feel like I'm impacting this way, you know, crazy busy mamas that are working, that have multiple children, that have like a lot of life. And that's what I really want to say, because like I said in the call last night, I didn't say yes to coaching because I wanted a job. I was actually trying to like find space in my life and take things off my plate. So it doesn't make any sense to put something on my plate.
So counterintuitive.
It's so counterintuitive. I was also failing in my journey. Counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
So she said that they were talking to their coaches that they hosted at a retreat, and they're all like, oh, I never knew I could feel this way. Women could be like this. It's so amazing. I'm going to make such an impact. Now they're going to twist that with their coaches as Beachbody is the only way you can feel like you're making an impact, the only way that you can have true, genuine connection with other adults who have similar health and fitness goals. You can't find a community like this anywhere else. And we know that's not true. We know there are lots of places where people can find a community for free or for much, much cheaper than how much it costs to join Beachbody and maintain your active status. And the very, very sad part is that if you leave Beachbody, you're no longer family, you're no longer best friends, you're no longer doing life with these women, because in my opinion, if you're not in their downline, you're not making them money, you're not helping them cycle, you're not helping them get a matching bonus. And so this friendship, this family relationship is transactional, in my opinion. What do you think?
So I said yes to coaching because I needed more accountability, and I understood coaching was like the ultimate accountability.
Yeah.
But I also just needed joy. Like I needed some fun and some positivity in my life. And that is the only reason I didn't say yes to coaching as like a job, you know?
And I said no.
Yeah. And I said no.
I just said no. But when I came into this community at like the lowest of lowest point in my life with postpartum anxiety and depression, 3 kids under 3, and just completely lost in the fog, day 5, I was like, I have to tell everybody. Yeah. I don't want to coach, but I just need to tell all of the people about this thing, because I need to share this thing that is changing my freaking life. And like, y'all, that was day 5. That was 6 years ago. And I feel like that every freaking day since.
So she just said that when she was learning about Beachbody, she was experiencing postpartum anxiety and depression, which is so sad. And that's probably such a challenging thing to have to overcome. I've never experienced that myself, so I can't speak on it personally, of course. But my issue is, why was someone trying to recruit her into Beachbody when she was that vulnerable? Coaches talk all the time about their really sad story before they joined Beachbody, who they were before Beachbody, and it's meant to be inspirational and say, look what I overcame. Look, my Beachbody family helped me overcome really serious mental health challenges. And it's just a way to draw on other vulnerable people, other women like her who had a lot of really young kids who were experiencing depression and anxiety. It's like, look, I fixed my serious mental health issues with this community, and you can too. I want to help you overcome this, instead of encouraging people to go to therapy, because I don't see anything wrong with sharing your personal experiences with mental health on Instagram or whatever, as a way to like let people know that they're not alone in their struggles and that it's okay to talk about it. But the issue I have is that these really vulnerable, scary things are being shared, and then it's as a way to draw people into a fraudulent business structure, and they're being drawn in by the promise of our community will help heal you. What do you think about that?
I just want to reiterate what we just said. Like, the business came later. Like, we can mentor you just to have like a fuller life and a community and bring people along on your journey so your life like transforms to the next level.
How can you mentor them to have a fuller life? Are you a life coach? Are you a therapist? And why are you mentoring people in life? I thought this was business. So I'm confused. Which one is it, Moira?
But like, the business can come at any point, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I've never had anyone who came in here and they're like, I think I want to do this coaching thing and I'm going to crush it.
Yeah, no, never. Every 100% of people are like, I don't think I can do this. Right. I'm going to be terrible. I don't have the skill set. I don't know anybody.
I'm
like,
introverted. I'm not good at social media. And we're like,
yeah, all of the check.
Minus the introvert thing. But
minus.
I know they're trying to be funny, but not everyone is suited to sales. Not everyone is suited to sitting on the internet and doing live videos. Like, I do it because I like this topic, but I don't think my personality is suited to this kind of thing. And the fact that anyone watches me at all is super cool. And like, I just want to talk about it, but I'm not going into it with the assumption that I'm going to make money off YouTube, because I don't have the personality for it, and that's okay. And not everyone has the personality for sales, because at the end of the day, this is sales. You're either selling a product or you're selling the opportunity. Not everyone can be a salesperson. And yes, you can learn how to be good at social media, but if you don't have like a really outgoing, relatable personality, like it might not work, right? And like, you could be as consistent as possible with your posting, but you might not pick up any traction because you don't have that kind of personality, and that's okay. And I don't like when they say anyone can do this. That's not true, because not everyone has the exact same personality as you do. What do you think?
She's introverted. Yeah. But
I am actually introverted.
My point is that, like,
that's not what it's about.
I never thought I was worthy. I never thought I could do this. Oh, it must be nice for you. This will never work for me.
Yeah.
But she believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that's really our main job here.
Yes.
Like, we have the roadmap. We know how to have a successful team. We have two of the top teams in the company. And a lot of that is because we do it together.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think their job is to essentially brainwash you into thinking that if you stay under them long enough, because they have the roadmap, they're at the top, if you stay in their downline long enough, then you will eventually succeed and eventually see the kind of financial success that they see. So as I said, woman on the right, Moira Kusaba, is the woman on the left's upline, right? So anyone who joins her, the woman on the left's downline, is going to benefit the other one, because then she's going to cycle more and Moira is going to get more matching bonus off of her. So they're believing in you so they can get financial gain somewhere in the future. Even if you just get 2 emeralds in their downline, they're going to benefit off you, because your 50 personal volume points as an emerald coach is going to help them cycle. That's just how Beachbody works. That's how the compensation plan is laid out. A lot of coaches like to say, I only benefit off you if you make a big team. They'll benefit more off you if you have a massive team. But even if you just have 2 people and you have your 50 PV points, they're going to benefit off you.
And you just need to take the step.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to look like us at all, because I saw my coach crushing it. She was on social media every day. She was running a huge business and changing all the lives. And I was like, that's scary and intimidating. And at the time I was like, that looks like nothing I would ever want to do, because it just didn't. Also because I didn't think I could. So it doesn't need to look like what you see from us at all. It starts small, like baby steps.
Yeah,
so,
if you had told me I need to like do reels and like,
oh my God,
post transformation pictures in my sports bra, hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no.
But
And I've said this 100 times. They like to tell stories like that because it makes them seem more relatable. Like, I didn't want to start Beachbody, but I did anyway. Look where it got me. I was terrible at social media. I would not post before and after pictures, and look where I am now. I think that's just a way to make them more relatable, and as a way to normalize someone's negative thoughts about Beachbody for them internally, and say, oh, well, Moira Kusaba felt the same way 7 years ago, and it's okay. I'm just going to push it down and be positive like she tells me to. Always remember motive. They're telling you this to normalize your experience so you stay in longer so that they can continue to benefit off you financially.
The more people that I help, the more impact that I feel like I have, the more I feel like, oh my gosh, I just want to share. And I'm happy getting over myself because I see women's lives changing every freaking day. And it starts.
You're not changing anyone's lives with your pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. That frustrates me so much. There are very few actual careers that change people's lives, that save lives. I'm just going to think of a couple off the top of my head. Doctors, nurses, potentially physiotherapists who help people walk again after scary car crashes, surgeries, social workers, teachers, mental health therapists, police officers literally save lives, firefighters, first responders, ambulance drivers, EMS people. Like, there are certain careers that literally save lives and that also change lives either directly or indirectly. You are not saving lives. You are not changing lives. Very few people can actually truly say that. And I think that kind of like draws the impact away from those few professions that actually do that. Beachbody coaches are not saving lives. Your pyramid scheme is not going to change anyone's life, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
With me just bringing my friends on board, like texting my mommy group, texting my college friends, texting my high school friends, and now somehow it's turned into this
best
craziness
ever in life.
They kept saying that last night on the call when they were doing their the new coaches were doing takeaways from the retreat that we just had, and they were just they kept saying the word instant besties. And I'm like, that just yes.
And instant besties built through like struggle and vulnerabilities and getting to know each other, not like instant besties like from like we're so successful, like none of that crap, right? Although we do have a ton of success,
right?
Do you notice instant besties through struggle and vulnerability? On one of my Jessie Lee Ward videos, I think it was How to Be Vulnerable in MLM, a commenter said, like, that's a way for trauma bonding, right? Like, you share what makes you vulnerable, trauma in your past or present, something you had to overcome. Members of your MLM team might have similar experiences, and then you bond. You are connected to that person now. And maybe depending on what you had to go through, maybe not a lot of people you know in real life have that experience. Maybe you are on online support groups, but you like to talk to people in person about it, right? And it's just a way to keep you in longer, because if all these people on your team have had the same experience as you and understand your emotions and your experiences, you're less likely to leave. Like, that's another reason, that's another way that makes it harder to leave your MLM, because you're bonded to these people now through your traumas, and Moira Kusaba just confirmed it.
So let's chat details. We're going to put this.
What are the details? Tell me the details.
We're going to put together our new coach mentorship pod with these 10 spots. Today's Tuesday, by Thursday.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually already have 3 spots taken.
I have 3 spots taken too.
There are no spots. They'll take everyone and anyone who wants to join, because they want as many people in their downline as possible. Quantity over quality.
Oh, that's so crazy. So we each have 7. So not 10 total. We each have 7 left. We'll put that group together on Thursday, and then we're gonna hop on new coach mentorship call, and we just hit the ground running with but we also hit the ground running with your journey. Like, this isn't, again, it's not about like day 1, let's show you how to build a business. It's like day 1, let's commit to your nutrition. Let's commit to your journey. Let's get to know each other, and that's where we start. Yeah. And then we do new coach mentorship calls every Monday, and we talk to you all day long. All day long.
All day long.
All day.
I think they're obviously good friends, and I think they obviously have really good chemistry as friends. And I think, like, I read a lot into these videos, of course, and like, tell me if I'm like being too specific here, but they have really good friendship, and I think like they're using that as a way to like see more relatable and draw women in who might not have friends as an adult, and say, like, if you come in, you join our mentorship and you talk to us all the time, and you're going to have a relationship like what we have. And like, we're going to be friends, we're going to be family. And it's just a way to draw vulnerable, lonely women and men into the business. And it's so sad because like the people on the bottom are losing. So these women can win at the top. And they're going to fail. The new people coming in are unfortunately going to fail. And it just makes me feel sad because they're coming in thinking they're going to be able to spend more time with their family. They're going to have all these friends that are like real, true friendships. And unfortunately, it's just based on financial gain. If you're not in these women's downlines, like they're not going to be your friend. I'm sorry. And it makes me sad because the MLM business structure in general is just so predatory and just draws on everyone's vulnerabilities because everyone's vulnerable in some way. And it doesn't have to be a big, scary, traumatic thing. Could just be you want more friends, could be you want something outside of the home for you to do as an adult. It doesn't need to be a big thing, but that's unfortunately how the industry is set up.
You're going to be like, okay, chill.
Because this is what we're literally put on this earth to do. So
she said, this is literally what we're put on this earth to do. It's a job. It's literally just a job, but no one in Beachbody treats it as a job. They treat it as their entire identity. And I know lots of people are born to do a certain job, like a paramedic or teacher or a doctor, and that's great, but that's not who all of who they are. A doctor is a doctor and then comes home and hangs out with their family and does things and does hobbies. They're not just a doctor. And unfortunately, in my opinion, in Beachbody, like Beachbody can overtake your identity and it becomes the only thing about you.
Message Erin, message me. Let's get you in this pod if you're interested. And I know that we'll probably have a ton of people, way more than 7, obviously. Yeah. So how do we choose that? We're never going to say, sorry, type 1 child.
She just said, sorry, type 1 child. Jessica and Respectfully Sarcastic has said this a long time ago, not mom shaming there, but if you're telling women if they join Beachbody, they can be present for their children, right? And so why can't you just say, pause 1 second, downline, continue talking. I'm going to go take this call from my kid. Why can't you just stop what you're doing or like pause the live and then like come back online after you talk to your kid? If that's one of the big ways that you pull women into the business, what do you think?
We're never going to say no to somebody, right? We're never going to turn someone away that
spots don't exist. They're pretend.
Says they want to do this, but we definitely look at are you ready to commit truly to your own journey, right? Because we said the coaching can come later, but like, where are you with this commitment? Are you willing to work really hard? Are you willing to, kind of get outside of your comfort zone? And do you follow directions well? Because that always helps. Yeah. Because that's really all we did.
I don't understand. So are you evaluating people based on that criteria and saying yes or no? Or are you just letting everyone in? Which one is it? That's a big contradiction.
Coachable.
Coachable. Are you coachable?
I'm still coachable.
You're sometimes.
What do I need to do today?
You are very coachable. So that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's going to be the best.
It's going to be the best.
And if you've watched this long, I don't know what minute we're on here, you are some level of interested and you just need to reach out and say, I don't even know how I feel about this, but let's try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, you always say like, this was your life raft.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing that makes us better. We both came in here and
in the most broken time of our lives.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of a huge part of why we were successful, because we stepped into this so broken. And I always say, like, I signed up to be a coach like you sign up to like run a 5K when you're like, I gotta do something. Like, something has to change. I have to commit to something.
Break the emergency glass and pull the handle.
I pulled the handle and I had no idea it was going to turn into this. No.
So Beachbody isn't a job. It's like, I'm so desperate for something in my life to change. Like, I need to do something because I'm not okay. And so I'm going to use Beachbody maybe instead of therapy or like treatment for some kind of mental health issue. People use Beachbody to save them from that mental health issue. And then if they happen to overcome whatever issue they have, it's all because of Beachbody. It's not because I'm an adult and I'm maturing and I'm resilient and help myself heal. It's all because of the freaking company. And I just hate it so much. So predatory, so gross. And I wish MLMs didn't exist. And we know that's never going to happen. I wish it didn't have the MLM structure. I wish it was just sales and people could just sell and maybe they make minimum wage, right? Maybe they make minimum hourly wage plus commissions. So then every single person in Beachbody could make a kind of living wage. And those who maybe don't sell a lot, at least they're making minimum wage for the time that they work, and they could still like use it as supplementary income and like do it part-time on top of their full-time job. And everyone would be like, no one would be in the red. No one would be going into debt every single month because of Beachbody. Sorry, I know that was a lot of yapping. It's just this video was very light and airy, but then like undertones, there were undertones of significant manipulation tactics and ways they draw vulnerable people, not these women in particular, just the MLM industry, ways distributors draw vulnerable people into the business and then teach them to also draw vulnerable people into the business. And unfortunately, in my opinion, it's just a cycle of manipulation of people who are victims being manipulated, and they're taught and manipulated to victimize others. And it takes a long time for people to get out of that really toxic cycle of manipulation, in my opinion. I know that was a lot, but I would love to hear what you think about any of this stuff down below, and let me know if I missed anything in this video. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.